A very good Monday morning. I welcome all of you to my today's session of Market Movers, in which we will talk about the rise which we are seeing in the Euro USD after consolidating levels close to 1.12. Now the Euro USD is again picking up, and so we will see if we can profit from this scenario. If you consider the equity segment today, there is not much in movement. There is a calm start to the week, and we are seeing some upward momentum gaining pace as the US session is going to get underway, and we are likely to see around half a percentage point gap up compared to the Friday's close. But there is not much on the data docket either. We got economic sentiment data for the euro area, and as expected we are seeing some uptick here as the coronavirus lockdown restrictions are being phased out, and to that extent we are seeing that economic sentiments are improving, and if we consider this month's reading, we are seeing uptick, and now it has crossed 75 level. Even the other survey data, which is also taking into account the current conditions, has also shown improvement, as well as the people's expectations of the future has also shown some improvement. There is some downward pressure on the inflation expectation, but there is not much of not that big in magnitude, so it is pretty much in line. And also we got the inflation data for the Germany, and here as the people are coming back to market, and as the demand is picking up, we are seeing some upward pressure on the pricing, but this is not significant, and it's not much compared to the pre-coronavirus days, but still nonetheless you can say that any uptick in the inflationary, you can say, pressure or momentum is a welcome development, as it suggests that economy is trying to get back on track, and at least to some extent people are stepping out and spending the money, and that's good for the economy. But still a lot of progress remains to be made, and even if we consider the month on month data, the upward momentum is not that strong, and it will take many months, many quarters for the real inflationary pressures to pick up. Moving on to the technical aspects, we will cover the Euro USD, and then we will also consider the USD JPY. Let's start with the Euro USD's technical outlook first. This is the daily time frame chart, and here after getting close to 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of its rally starting from 1.07 to almost 1.142, that's a 700 points movement, and of that 700 points move we had this retracement, the correction, and then from those levels we are seeing sharp recovery. In Friday's session we had considered the possibility of Euro USD trying to get back towards its immediate swing low, but now things have turned, and today we are no longer considering that aspect, and even I have changed my view as the circumstances have changed, and we have to, being trader, we have to adapt and act as per the situation. So in today's session, the possibility which we are considering is on the buy side, so we will see what are the levels to watch out for, and where we can try to get involved for a trade on the long side, that is a buy trade. And for that, of course, we have to rely on the lower time frame charts like 4 hourly and hourly, and here you can notice the consolidation which has been going on for almost past 4 weeks, and this has been range bound. Of course the range has been big, as we have seen sharp moves in last couple of months, so it shouldn't really be surprise, but still considering this up move of almost 700 pips, you can consider this range of around 250 pips to be a consolidation phase in normal time. That's not the case, but these are not really the normal time, so we have to see the situation, read the situation accordingly. And here one particular thing is to take note of is that this low which got established closer to 1.12 is a higher low compared to this prior low, and that opens up the possibility of euro USD crossing above this immediate swing high, which is there around 1.135, and getting back toward this its recent swing high around 1.14. And if that is going to happen, then I think we can indeed profit from it, provided we are able to get entry points which will provide us decent risk reward ratio. And as you might be familiar, that I mostly prefer to keep at least 1 is to 2 risk reward ratio, and you can of course go for a better ratio as well, like 1 is to 3 or 1 is to 4. But we also have to keep in mind the statistical probabilities. As the risk reward ratios increase, the statistical probability decrease, so we have to be mindful of that as well. But we first concern is that we should be on the right side of the trade. The trend should be in our side, and that's what we are doing. So here this consolidation, which happened for almost three trading session, has provided a solid base on the lower side closer to 1.12, and now we are trading around 80 pips from those levels. Even in today's session, we had this uh, consolidation closer to 1.124, and now as the European session got underway, we have already seen this upward momentum, and slowly and steadily the Euro USD is trying to get back towards 1.13 zone, and it has successfully crossed above this even upper band of this regression curve, which is bent on the downside, and the effect of that is going to be visible in next couple of sessions, as we will see flattening of the regression curve. And if the price action holds onto these levels, then eventually maybe by the end of the week we will see the regression curve even bending on the upside. But for the time being, I think this first resistance zone can be a crucial marker. Anything above it, I would definitely be willing to take the risk and see if I can get any positive side trade, that is upside momentum trades. And in that scenario, our concern on the lower side is going to be closer to this 200 SMA zone. Anything below that, and I would stay out of it. But as long as the price action is above this 200 SMA zone around 1.124, we can indeed try our luck, and provided we are going for a stop loss anywhere close to its recent swing low, it should be a worthwhile endeavor to see if we can get a entry point here. But as I said, we are trading around 40 points higher from those levels, so of course we have to see if we are going to get the buy opportunity or not, and a lot will depend on the US trading station and how things unfold during that. And the premise is that if this area, which is also its prior swing high area during this consolidation phase, and we also have these SMAs coming into play. On the lower side, we have this 50 SMA zone, and if the price action continues to stay elevated on the higher side of 200 SMA, then pretty soon, not in today's session, but maybe by the time tomorrow's session start for the Europe, we will most probably see the crossover happening, the golden crossover, where the 50 SMA crosses above the 200 SMA, and that will be additional confirmation factor for us. So keeping that in mind, I would suggest that keep a watch on the price action of the euro area, and if we get any opportunity after some minor correction and due consolidation, anything above 1.124 should be good enough for us to think about going long. And as I said, the stop loss will be bit wide around 40 to 50 pips, and on the upper side we can target at the bare minimum around 100 pips, which is its immediate swing high area. So suppose if you are going in for a buy trade anywhere close to 1.124, then naturally the first target works out closer to its immediate swing high, which is there around 1.134. And as I said while explaining the 4 hourly chart, we also have the formation of higher lows, and that naturally opens up the possibility of making a higher high. But we are really concerned with our risk reward ratio, and I think if we get a trade of say 40 pips stop loss and 80 pips target price, then that also would be a good opportunity for us, and that's what we are looking for. Now, moving on to USD JPY's technical outlook, the USD JPY has also been consolidating and finding good buying momentum on the lower side. It has reversed after making a low close to prior swing low of around 106, and even in today's session, it is displaying some upward momentum. And even in Friday's session, we had considered the turnaround which is ongoing in the USD JPY, and even in that session, I had said that anything close to 107 would be an good buying opportunity, and that's what we have seen unfolding in the USD JPY. And now the USD JPY has picked up pace and started to climb higher. So again, the thing is that we have to rely on the lower time frame charts only. And here, one interesting thing has been that for last almost 2 days, we have seen USD JPY struggling to cross and hold above this central pivot point zone, which is there around 107.35, and that can be of significance. But at the moment, the USD JPY is holding well, and I am kind of hopeful that we will see this level giving way and the USD JPY being able to cross above and even go on above this the upper band of this regression curve, which is bent on the downside. So I'm betting on that, but we can't really be sure, never. And even in this scenario, we are kind of you can say even we are trying to keep our risk lower, and trying to reward optimum enough, good enough to take that risk. So in such a scenario, we have to rely on its immediate swing low, and anything below that marks a possibility of winning of buying momentum, buying interest, and USD JPY might start to go lower. So the immediate support zone for us is going to be its this swing low established closer to 106.80, and then we have to see what are the zones, what are the price action areas which can provide us good enough risk reward ratio. So here, if we consider the formation of this, it has been of higher highs, and even here in Friday's session we were talking about the buying opportunity anywhere close to this price band of around 106.80 to 107, and that pretty much unfolded. And now, if you had got involved on that day, then well and good, you might be sitting on decent enough profit. If not, then I think again, if say in next couple of session or even in today's session, we can't really be sure if it is going to happen or not. But still, whenever if you get any opportunity for the buy opportunity anywhere above this confluence of 100 and 200 SMA zone, which is there around 107, then I think we should try to see if we can get involved. And as I said, the immediate support zone is going to be its immediate swing low, and a stop loss of around 106.70 should do the job. So that's my bet, but that's my take on the USD JPY looking at its current price action, and I am pretty much hopeful of it eventually going on to touch 108 zone. So that's good enough from the risk reward ratio as well. So suppose if you are getting involved in the USD JPY anywhere in the price band of 107.0 to 107.10, and with the stop loss coming in around 106.70, then I think nothing better. The risk reward ratio would be fairly good. And in other scenario, you can think about going for a buy trade, but then as I said, the stop loss is likely to remain the same, and it will enlarge your risk capacity, as you will have to take a trade with a wide stop loss, and then also you will need to widen the target price to match it to make the risk reward ratio good enough. And then I think you will need to target the price zone around 108 on the upper side. So that's it from my side in today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write it in the comment section and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would like to remind that this session is simply for the advisory purpose, and it carries significant risk while trading in the financial instrument. You should be aware of that. So that's it from my side. See you tomorrow. Have a fabulous day ahead. Goodbye.